me?
Yep.
Is it Swaze? Saws. It is saws.
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 Yes.
Which one?
Both of them. Lock in, Jono.
So we're at 28, not 32.
What's the...
Up your sheet, you've given me. Surname pronounced? I'm going to go with Dowd.
Yeah, yeah, sorry, Medi Dowd.
Dowd?
Dowd? Yeah.
Dowd. Welcome to the Garfield Recreation Reserve for the big twilight game out here at Garfield between, obviously, Garfield and Goon. And what an absolute treat the ground is right now. She's blowing up a little bit breezy, but not too bad. But you would swear you are in Cairns. It's all thanks to Totally Workwear Gippsland for the Alex Scott and staff West Gippsland football netball competition match of the day. Don't forget, get out to Totally Workwear. They're out at Warrigal, Wonthaggi, Tarralgon, and the all-new Pakenham store opening soon out at the Bald Hill Road. And don't forget, Fairhaven Homes are great sponsors of this competition as well. So, going to be a big game. Garfield coming off a heavy loss last week to the Warrigal side, who were very good, and Goon with their new coach Luke Young. So going to be interesting game. As I say, the weather is absolutely beautiful. It's like a summer's night out here at Garfield. Good crowd forming. There are some grey skies above us, and I know what Gippsland can be like. It can get a very quick change really quickly, as Eamon Trigg will be in the ruck for Goon. And so we're just about to get underway with a really quick start out here at Garfield. Up it goes, and it is Trigg that wins that tab. Comes out, just a crowd of players over this. It's able to come out through Homfray. Homfray in turn, quick hands. Now they're away, and it'll go through Trigg. Gives it back to his teammate in Herman, goes forward, has a shot at goal, and it goes through within the first 30 seconds. Brendan Herman gets the first for Goon, and that's not the start I would have thought that Garfield was after. 30 seconds into the first quarter. And it's a very warm welcome to my right-hand man, as he is every week, Kyle Pover.
I was going to say, Brad, bloody hell. Sitting here waiting for an eternity for an introduction.
Yes, I was.
There's a goal on the board and everything.
I know. How quick was that?
What a goal there. Herman's follow-up work there, fantastic to be able to, just that gut-running effort, getting on the outside, following up the good work. Great start for the Goon boys. Yes,
and it's big Trent Morrow in the ruck for the Garfield side. And look out for a guy by the name of Jonathan Saws. I reckon he's a ripper for Garfield. And again, they're away really quickly. Goon, they go inside 50. And they're going to have a second shot on goal within the first minute. And they look very good out of the middle so far, Kyle.
Yeah, I reckon a message might go out to someone stick on Herman at the stoppage. He's just breaking away with pace there. He's got a goal already and setting up potentially their second within the first 90 seconds of the game. So they might just want to tighten up there a bit.
Now, we don't have a name on this number. I wasn't given a 19 for the Goon player who misses to the right. And
I'm going to take a stab and say it's Ben Cross. That's what I had. I don't know how accurate that is.
Okay, we're going to go with that, Kyle. 19, Ben Cross, has a shot at goal and misses first up. And Garfield bring the ball in to the outer side, and just a couple of plays. It comes out to Samalis, looking forward to watch him play tonight. A great player and well-decorated player is Andy Samalis. Now it comes out to Verleg. They'll go inside 50, but just backing back was a Goon player. Now they have a player out here on the outside in Brent Hughes. They don't go to him. It's all wrapped up. The umpire's pulled a free kick out of this, and it'll go to Garfield. They're inside 50. It's a couple of black armbands, and we might find out during the evening what they're about. As comes in, he's going to kick from right on 50. It looks like that might miss to the right, and it holds up in that breeze as well. So it is quite breezy here, and that was the boy in Fitzpatrick.
Still quite warm. Here, Brad, as well. It's beautiful. Well,
unbelievable,
beautiful conditions. I'm not sure it's great conditions for footy. You'd work up a sweat, I reckon.
Great watching, and there's a few here under the roof on the wing here having a beer and watching the games.
Big crowd, great to see.
Brent Hughes finds a teammate in Jake Smith. Smith now goes short up the line, sits it up. Good mark for Nana Goon, and that's Eamon Trigg, the big ruckman. Trigg now right in front of the commentary box here at Garfield. The Totally Workwear commentary box. Totally Workwear Gippsland as Mitch Homfray takes the mark. Centre wing position, but he's gone square and turned it over, and he's hit the opponent there. And that looks like a new number. That's Lachlan Sauce. So that's another one that we're told to look out for this afternoon. And he goes inside 50. Nana Goona there to clean up. Might have been a push in the back, not paid. Handball spills free. Another one. And now Nana Goon, they look like they're going to use the centre of the ground a lot of the time as they take 2 bounces now. He has a player on his outside. Goes short. Still got that runner who runs very well. And again, it's that man in Brendan Herman. Kick's not great. So Garfield under the pump. That's going to be holding the ball. Oh, he gets his foot to the ball. Does well in the end and finds Reece Murphy in between wing and half back. He'll go short to Ryan Smith. Smith now inboard. Dangerous kick, but finds Jonathan Saws. The midfielder goes to Andy Samalas. Gets onto his right leg. Back into the middle of the ground now. Garfield are away. Short kick. Goes out to that Lachlan Saws again. Another one inside 50. Well gathered there by Thomas. Going to feed out towards the boundary, and it's Andy Fitzpatrick again, but that kicks smothered. We'll have a boundary throw in right on 50, Kyle Pover.
I've just been handed the up-to-date team sheets, Brad, so you might be in luck here. So I might hand those over to you.
Oh, we might do that at quarter time because that's going to be very difficult to update right now, but...
Now, they've changed 3 times today, Brad.
Yes.
That's local footy, and you wouldn't have it any other way.
I wouldn't. I called a game earlier today, and they changed about 6 times up until they went out. But I know what a lot of it is. They've been waiting on jumpers, Kyle, because of the COVID has really hurt a lot of clubs.
I completely understand with that. Supply and demand and supply change at the moment across multiple industries, including getting camera equipment for us. It's a nightmare at the moment, so I do sympathise with that. Yeah,
it's not the club's fault. We'll just work with what we can as Verlig is wrapped up or goes out, bounce out a wing. Yes, it's just great to have footy back. And
nice slick start here from both teams as well. Obviously, conditions suit. Last week was a little bit of a slog in the wet, but a good start so far with both teams looking to go through the corridor as much as possible.
Morrow won that tap, but there'll be a secondary bounce as it's not going anywhere. Beautiful ground, as we said. We're back here in 2019 for the West Gippy Grand Final. And what a day that was. The conditions were different that day, Kyle. It was wet and windy, but this is just a beautiful day as the Garfield player is all wrapped up. We have another bounce down, so we're just waiting for both teams to settle and get some ball on the outside. Nana Goon could be. They look like they link up well as they go inside through Herman again. High kick, well defended. Really good footy then by Garfield. I'll get on the left foot. Not a great kick. Only finds the player in Smith for Nana Goon. Hands over the top. Borks, well done then by the boy in Homfray. That's Mitch Homfray. And then he hits up a teammate inside 50 on the boundary. And it'll be Matt Homfray. So he'll kick from 50. It's going to take a magnificent kick to get this. He's on a pretty tight angle. Not far from the boundary line, only 5 metres in. Sits that up, I'll tell you what, but he's missed to the...
Yeah, looked good off the boot.
It did. So that's a behind. So...
Tell you what, red alert on Herman. He's had the 3 inside 50s and a goal already, Brad, as we've spoken about. He nearly got a 4th there, so they've really got to watch him. He's looking to get forward of centre at every possible opportunity.
Nana Goon, 1-2-8. Lead Garfield yet to score. We're gone 7.5 minutes first quarter on your Totally Workwear scoreboard, and they're just controlling that ball on the outer side. The kick went up. He was looking for his teammate in Jonathan Saws, but that was spoiled out over the boundary line. We'll have a boundary throw in.
Now, Brad, I was trying to find out before the game, is this the local derby or is it with Bunyip?
Yeah, that's Garfield Bunyip.
Garfield Bunyip.
Yeah. As it comes back into play. Samalis is there. Again, another stoppage. Yeah, some great names at this footy club, Kyle, at Garfield, and one of my favourite all-time VFA players, Frosty Miller, Dandenong in the old VFA days. What a player he was. He's a Garfield boy. A lot of players, kids walking around with the number 15 on their dandy jumper back in the 70s as, again, the Goon come out through O'Sullivan. Short pass, just outside 50. They'll go in through Herman again with a high kick. Good defensive play. Comes forward to Saws. He's had a lot of it early. Not even gone 10 minutes, and he's had a few possessions. He goes to the outer side looking for a teammate there in Reese Murphy, but Nano Goon win that out on the full high leap at the back. Comes forward. A lot of players over this again, and so often in footy in the early stages till they sort each other out, we'll have this stoppage after stoppage. A 50-50 tap there. Quick snap over the shoulder, comes off hands. It's going to go out towards the boundary line. They keep it in though, the Garfield side, coming up right in front of the commentary box here. Finding Zach Dalton. He goes up towards his coach's box. Has a player just short, good mark. And that time it's Thomas. He's had a little bit of it already early. The kick isn't that great though. And they're away, Nana Goon. That was through the agency of Blackwood, but he was wrapped up. He was able to get the hands over to Brent Hughes, but his handball's chopped off. Good football, and that's Saws again. Jonathan sits it inside 50 with a lovely kick, and he might even get a 50 here.
Yeah, he made him earn it. Good ball movement, though, there, Brad. Looking to go quick through the corridor. That's what you want. It was set up there. I think it was Verleg here on the wing with that left foot kick inside back into the corridor. So he's looked to go inside a few times now. So just trying to level it up as Herman's doing for Nana Goon the other way. So
Ryan Smith will take the shot. He's about 20 metres out directly in front. I haven't scored yet. Nana Goon a 1-2-8. We've gone 10.5 minutes. Saws looks like a likely type as Smith comes in. Not a problem. Straight over the hat of the goal umpire, and that's their first for the evening. 1 straight 6 Garfield. They trail Nana Goon 1-2-8. Nearly 11 minutes gone on your Totally Workwear scoreboard. So, it looks like a good brand of footy, Kyle, already. This one, last week we were on a Sunday and it was a wet and windy day out at Coralline, between Coralline and Phillip Island. This is poles apart, the weather tonight and conditions.
Yeah, polar opposites, and it's showing in the footy so far. Real quick ball movement. Just on that, have we got any scores from around the grounds from earlier today? I might check that out on Play HQ.
Definitely get some of that up a quarter time as up they go. And again, it's a 50-50. There's no decisive winner right now in the ruck as they go forward through Dowd. Gets it forward. Hurry kick quickly towards the goal square, but goes left and out of bounds. We have a boundary throw in left forward pocket for the Garfield side.
I think it might have been a behind.
Oh, it was a behind.
Yep.
Okay, so 1-1-7 to 1-2-8. 1 point lead to the Goon side. I'll bring it back into play. Comes up looking for teammate in Flynn Parker and finds him. Perfectly weighted kick.
He looks like a big, strong country lad, does Flynn Parker.
Yeah, don't you love it? A lot of them do, don't they? And great mark there for the Goon by Ben Crossy. Quickly played on. And they'll go again. They look like they're going to play a running brand, and Penny shows a clean pair of heels, goes forward, but just a defensive mark for the Garfield side. They'll transfer play out the other side. No free kick given. Just player on top of each other. The umpire has blown the whistle and will end up pulling that free kick, and it'll go to Reese Murphy. In fact, he's changed his mind. They come into Dowd. Dowd for the Garfield side, up towards looking for a centre-half forward in the middle of the ground, but Pipicelli takes that mark. He lowers some eyes, and they're away again. They'll go inside 50, Nana Goon. Pack of players fly, comes to the front of the pack, quick hands out over the top, but they're defending well, Garfield, at the moment, because it's coming in a fair bit as Penny again. Hands off. Ooh, could be a free kick to the Garfield side. Incorrect disposal. It is. They're away to the outer side. I kick to the outside looking for Andy Fitzpatrick. Beats him out over the line. We'll have a boundary throw in out of wing position.
Yeah, they are defending well there. I guess they're a little bit predictable going inside 50 Nana Goon, but you don't mind that because they're trying to attack and go to that hot spot 30 metres out directly in front. But Garfield are there equally to the task, trying to defend it as much as they can.
Ball comes to the outside to Emery. High kick towards half forward. Oh, tall lad just taking the mark there. And again, just looks like it might be Marsham. He goes up towards centre half forward. High kick. Pack of Flyers play. Comes to the ground. Yorney's in there for Nana Goon. He's set upon by a couple of Garfield players, and the umpire says, I'll bounce that. So up it goes. Still inside that front 50 for Nana Goon, but as we've said, they are defending quite well, Garfield, and we'll get a secondary bounce.
It's probably a 2, maybe 3 goal breeze to that right-hand side of your screen as well, Brad, so doing well to minimise it early.
And again, another bounce. Yeah, that's right. That's all they need to do is hold them up. Again, now it spills free, but such is the pressure from both sides early with their tackling, it's hard to get away. Dowd looks lively, inside as a mid. Penny's there. He's tackled. Ball spills free. Again, we'll have another bounce. So, on my drive in here, Kyle, I see in the AFL match of the day that North Melbourne were in front of Sydney, which is surprising.
Yeah, they've been belted a bit this week, North Melbourne, for their 100-point loss last week, so good to see a response.
So Garfield now inside 50. They've got a chance here. Quick hands out to the outside. Snap it, goal. Has he got that under? I think he has, and it's Jake Thomas. He has. So Jake Thomas gets his first and Garfield's second. And they hit the front. 2-1-13 lead, Nana Goon 1-2-8. Nearly 16 minutes gone on your Totally Workwear scoreboard.
Totally Workwear.
It's funny, isn't it?
Clothing your hard-working...
So much of the play and so much of the ball inside 50, and Garfield had defended so well, and then they go forward and they score.
Yeah, we speak about it often, Brad, about how it's important to capitalise on the scoreboard when you've got momentum. Because there are going to be shifts throughout the game, so when it's going your way, you need to make the most of it. So
Garfield's coach, Paul Carbis, will be very happy with his start. He's coached around and been a great coach for a period of time. As, again, it's Penny there for Nana Goon, gets his hands free and gets it out, but Dowd is there, as is Trent Armour, been around a while too, played a fair bit of footy at Nana Goon. Poor handball, comes back to Armour. Now, Nana Goon will go inside 50. The kick's not great. It finds the boy in Yorney. Handball's out free. Now, another handball comes out towards Yorney. He can't collect it. All wrapped up. We'll have a bounce down about 20 out from the Nana Goon goal.
Just on Paul Carbis, Brad, our cameraman today. Harrison Carbis, son of Paul.
Oh.
Doing a fantastic job. Actually was praised last week by the Warrigal coach, who's spent a bit of time in the VFL system and said it's as good a filming as he's ever seen. So you're in for a treat today at home, viewers. Quick hands out. And Nana Goon have their second. This time it's through Bettio. So Luke Bettio has his first, and Nana Goon go on to 2-2-14. They lead by a point. Garfield 2-1-13. It's funny you should say that, Kyle. I caught up with the Warrigal Industrials footy manager at a dinner on Wednesday night at the Warrigal Downtowner, and he come up to me and said he watched the footage and said it was as good as any footage he's ever seen. So I didn't know that was our cameraman that's here today that filmed that. Yep. No, Harrison does a very good job. In the middle.
wrapped up, hands on the outside again, comes out to Emery. Out to the outer wing, and again, it's Jake Smith for Nana Goon. He feeds it back. Now, they'll probably try to come across the other side of the ground as they go back to come forward, and it's Blackwood. But they're covered by Garfield players, so he'll have to go up the line, and he does. Right up to the centre wing position. That's a good mark to Armour. Wheels around onto the right. Goes up towards the 50-metre mark. Pack of players. Feeds out the back. Good hands over the back. Penny overruns it. All wrapped up again. Penny's there. Umpire's pulled a free kick. And it'll go to Garfield.
He's had a bit of the ball through the middle early as Penny.
So this free kick goes to Lachlan Saws, but kicks it back exactly where it come from originally, and that's Sam Blackwood in between wing and half back.
I reckon they're just doing a little bit better in the air at the moment, Nana Goon. They've got a few more taller players by the looks of it, so they'll need to be mindful, Garfield.
Turnover again, and ends up in the hands of Lachlan Saws again. Now, they're just going to continue to play that outer side, and that's not a great kick, and it's carried the boundary line out of bounds on the full. Blackwood again receives it. We've got Humphrey across here. That's Brad if they want him. They don't use him. Now they're away inside 50. High kick, but that's a turnover, and Garfield are able to defend that well. Umpire's called a 50. So it'll bring them past the middle of the ground. And we've crossed over the 20-minute mark of the first quarter. It's a one-point ball game to Nana Goon. Garfield in the middle of the ground. And it's Zach Dalton. Goes inside 50 to the outer side. Diving, sliding mark again. And this guy's looked likely or lively up forward is Angus Emery. Early.
He has. I wouldn't mind having delivery like that all the time, though. That was a great kick going inside 50 from Dalton.
Looking forward to the midfield duel there between Brad Humphrey and Andy Samalis as quickly plays on, takes a bounce, goes inside 50 on the left foot, sits it up, pack of players, comes to the front. Dowd is there again, just lurking on the outside. Going in low and hard was Ryan Smith, who already has a goal. And the umpire in the middle of the ground has called a free kick that he's seen that the closer umpire didn't. And it's going to go to Garfield. I reckon that is Dowd. No, it's not. In fact, it might be Jermaine Harrison. Because he has had a jumper change as well. So in he comes. He's missed that to the left. That wasn't a great kick at all. They'll quickly come in. Nana Goon. They find Dean Kelly. Still inside defensive 50. Hasn't got a lot to go to. So he's going to go to the outer side and take a risk with a long kick towards the boundary. So they're still inside defensive 50, outer side. Short up the line kick, doesn't reach the intended target. Ooh, met solidly. Now they go forward, lower some eyes and find a player in Andy Fitzpatrick. So he'll kick from 45. Late in the first quarter, 22 and a half gone. Scores are 2-2 apiece. So this might be handy. Right on the siren. Fitzpatrick can kick this for the Garfield side. And again, they've missed. But it will put them in front. So Garfield 2-3-15. Nana Goon 2-2-14. 23 gone, first quarter. On your Totally Workwear Gippsland scoreboard. Get in and get fitted out. High kick inside. Good mark to Flynn Parker. Parker has Penny running on the outside and he uses him. He looks really likely, doesn't he, Kyle? Penny got a lot of it. As they go forward. but it's repelled again. But again, it's going to be Jed Murphy this time for Nana Goon. That's stopped that and pound him back inside 50. Oh, that's a great mark. It was a good and well-weighted kick. And Dermy Yorney, who had a shot from this same spot earlier.
Just on Penny, Brad, I believe he is one of the better local footy players going around. He was actually on the reality TV show The Recruit about 5 or 6 years ago.
Oh, there you go. There's Yorney. Sets sail for home. That is a beautiful kick. And gets his first for the evening. So what we thought that Garfield had a couple of shots at goal in through Harrison and Fitzpatrick. Ball goes up the other end, and Yorney takes a mark on the boundary and gets their third. And they are 3-2-20. Nana Goon, Garfield 2-3-15, and we've gone 24.5 in the first quarter. That is on your Totally Workwear Gippsland scoreboard. Up it goes. Again, hurry kick out of the middle by Dowd. Cross half forward. Oh, good hands from Armour out to O'Sullivan. They'll go inside 50 again. And a mark to the big fella in Eamon Trigg.
Herman again going inside 50. I reckon he's had 5 or 6 inside 50s in this first quarter, Brad. Only a couple, I think maybe one's, well, he got the goal himself, and I think he set up another and potentially setting up another. So they really need to tighten up on him when he's forward of the centre. He's almost just playing that true centreman role as well, Brad.
In he comes, the big fella. Not a problem. So they've got 2 late ones. Nana Goon. And Eamon Trigg has his first, and they have 4 single goal kickers in this first quarter. Takes them on to 4-2-26. Garfield 2-3-15. Long quarter. There have been 6 goals kicked and a lot of stoppages, and we're gone nearly 26 minutes first quarter on your Totally Workwear Gippsland scoreboard.
So just having a look now for Herman in the centre. Doesn't look like anyone's going to him, so they're backing their system. Which I don't mind if you're going to back your system, but when someone's getting that much of the footy inside 50 and creating so much opportunity, I think you need to put a little bit of time and effort into him. And it looks like someone's got his arm across him now, so we'll see how that plans out.
Cross and Morrow. I reckon Cross just got his hand on that, but Morrow did the roving, and then he was wrapped up by his opposing ruckman. And we'll have a secondary bounce in the middle of the ground. Big fella that time for Nana Goon gets it out the back. They'll go inside 50 again. The umpire's pulled a free kick, and it'll go the way of Garfield. Kick's not great. Quick hands to the outside to Dowd. Another handball up the line. And not a great handball back then by Reece Murphy. And Nana Goon are going to pounce on that. And they've had another shot on goal, and they've got it. So just the little turnover of Reece Murphy with the hands right on the three-quarter time siren. And the goal has been kicked by Sam Blackwood. And we actually have 5 individual goal kickers in the first quarter. So here at quarter time, we'll take a quick break. Garfield 2-3-15, trail Nana Goon 4-2-26, and it's all thanks to Totally Workwear Gippsland.
This is a story of a community that likes to work hard, digging, fixing, building, keeping people safe, or just lending a hand. A community that all have one place to come together, where they're spoilt for choice and good service is everything. And although there are stores all over Australia, the owners are as local as they come. Totally Workwear, clothing your hard-working community.
I'm going all the way up. I'm going all the way up. I'm letting go in my heart of everything that holds me down. No, no. And it's feeling like I'm burning up. I can feel the love. Oh yeah, it's all around me.
Winterland whisper in my ear, make my troubles all disappear.
This is a story of a community that likes to work hard, digging, fixing, building, keeping people safe, or just lending a hand. A community that all have one place to come together, where they're spoilt for choice and good service is everything. And although there are stores all over Australia, the owners are as local as they come. Totally Workwear, clothing your hard-working community.
I'm going all the way up. I'm going all the way up. I'm letting go in my heart of everything that holds me down. No, no. And it's feeling like I'm burning up. I can feel the love. Oh yeah, it's all around me.
Winterland whisper in my ear, make my troubles all disappear.
This is a story of a community that likes to work hard, digging, fixing.
Welcome back to the Garfield Recreation Reserve. We're at quarter
just lending a
time.
hand.
The
A
teams are
community
still
that
in
all
the
have one
huddle.
place to come together, where they're spoilt for
And
choice.
Nana
Good
Goon
service is everything.
lead
And although
at the
there are
moment.
stores all
They have
over
5 different
Australia,
goal kickers. So
the
the goal
owners
kickers
are
for
as
Nana
local as
Goon,
they
Bettio
come.
1,
Totally
all singles.
Workwear,
Bettio,
clothing
Herman,
your
Trigg,
hard-working community.
Blackwood and Yorney. And for the Garfield side, 2 goal kickers are Ryan Smith and Jake Thomas. They missed a couple of shots they probably should have got late in the quarter. Scores from other games in the West Gippsland Football Netball competition, thanks to Alex Scott and staff. Bunyip 15-13, 103 defeated Coralline 13-10, 88. That might come as a surprise to a few. Kilcunda Bass 11-9, 75 defeated Darleston in a close one, 10-8, 68. Inverloch Conway at home, 18-11, 119. Defeated Kooyurup 10-10, 70. And the Island, 12-17, 89. Defeated Warragul Industrials 8-11, 59. Making themselves a real chance today. Speaking to a couple of people from Warragul during the week. And they'll be disappointed with that loss down at the Island. But you're doing a good job if you can win down there. Children, Delmore, Carambara, Bena, we still get to have a score, and this one's still in progress, obviously, here. And it's all thanks to our great friends, Totally Workwear, Gippsland. Don't forget, get out there at Warragul. Shop 6, 1 Burke Street, Wonthaggi, 11 Murray Street, Traralgon. Shop 3, 149 to 163 Argyle Street. And the all-new Pakenham store is opening store soon on Bald Hill Road. So, team's still in their huddles. Oh, Nana Goon has come out. They're getting back into position now, and Garfield still in there under Paul Carbis. So they're just about to disband now. Umpires are back in the middle, and Garfield are on their way and ready to go.
Entertaining first quarter, I think, Brad.
Wasn't it?
Both teams had their moments, and it probably reflected, as we spoke about throughout that quarter, the 3-goal margin, kicking with what looked like a 3-goal breeze.
Yeah, it's funny up this way. I mean, it can change so quickly. Like, before I, excuse me, I looked at the sky and I thought, you know what, it's looking a bit blackish. And that's cleared a bit now to a lighter grey, and I can smell smoke, so could even be smoke in the air and not dark clouds.
Well, those dark clouds can stay away, Brad, because we've got no shelter whatsoever here.
Would be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, we'll be up you-know-what creek without a paddle, as they say.
Yes, would not be nice. It'll be the big fella, Eamon Trigg, and it looks like he might have a new ruckman here that he's going to do battle with, and just can't make out who that is at the moment. So Paul Carbis is going to try a couple of things here, obviously, and see if they can unsettle them in through the midfield. In fact, it's Jake Thomas, the goal kicker from the first quarter, and they're away. Garfield inside 50, but coming out and meeting that strongly was Jai Hamilton. He's all wrapped up. So the umpire will bounce that. They're just outside 50, Garfield. Up it goes. Trigg wins that. Garfield have the free kick, though. So the player there was pushed in the back, and so he's just taking his time, waiting for something. Kicks it. Right, I'll tell you what, that's gone all the way. What an absolute goal that was. A great kick. Just trying to make out who that is, Kyle. It's not only is it a long way away, but he's decided not to turn his back. In fact, I've got him now, and it was Ryan Smith for his second. So Garfield get an early one, which is what the doctor ordered. And he gets his second goal, and he's looked lively up forward as Nana Goon still lead 5-2-32. Garfield 3-3-21. Just gone, clicked over a minute in the first quarter on the Totally Workwear Gippsland scoreboard. Very powerful kick as Trigg, left hand, wins that to Armour. His handball's chopped off. Good tackle from the Nana Goon boys, and they'll go up towards 50. Now they're away, and as I said earlier, this boy's been good as Andy Fitzpatrick. Kick wasn't fantastic, but they'll still get it out through Samalis. Goes onto the right leg, up towards 50. Dowd's there. Big fella gets it out to Dowd. Back. In fact, it's not Dowd. It's another jumper change. That's Jermaine Harrison, but the umpire's pulled a free kick out of this, and it'll go to Garfield.
It's a great tackle by Penny originally from Nana Goon. Just trying to see, is it? I thought it was Dalton.
Andy Fitzpatrick's going to have the shot on goal.
Yeah, great forward pressure, particularly coming from what more of your medium-sized forward. I wouldn't necessarily call him a small forward, so just a bonus if your mediums and talls can put on pressure like that.
As Fitzpatrick. So they're making a run quickly in this early part of the second quarter is Garfield. And as you've said, Kyle, it could be a bit of a wind advantage up that end.
Community. Totally Workwear. Clothing your hard-working community.
Feels like it's picking up a bit as well, that breeze, Brad, so it might even be a 3-4 goal breeze.
5-point leaders now, Nana Goon, and they come out again of the middle through Emery, but it's chopped off by Nana Goon. They'll just lower some eyes and hit up a target here in Bettio, who's kicked one already. High kick to a pack of players. And the mark for Nana Goon, he's only about 25 metres directly in front. And that's the big fella there in Matt Homfrey.
Shit. Where'd you go to school, Brad?
Yeah, I'd say that's 40.
I was going to say that's probably about 40, 45 metres, maybe.
Wouldn't want to buy a block of land off me, that's for sure. As Homfrey kicks it shot over the goal umpire's head, and the two quick ones that Garfield got, Nana Goon have got that back. So Matt Homfrey, I'm probably saying that wrong, but I'm going for the way it's spelled, Homfrey and not Humphrey. So they drag it back out, 6:2:38 Nana Goon, 4:3:27 Garfield. 4.5 minutes gone on your second quarter, and that's all thanks to Totally Workwear Gippsland.
Still got that aerial dominance, do Nana Goon.
Back in the middle, Trigg, but over the top then, he's got a big leap, has Jake Thomas. He wins it down, but Nana Goon are going to come away with this and go inside 50 again. The kick's not great, just drags over the back, but they've got a player in Yorney who gets that forward, gets it back. Oh, gets around beautifully, has his kick smothered though. But another one that looks very well balanced, Dermy Yorney.
Yeah, he looks like a difficult matchup, good in the air, agile when a ball hits the deck, so an awkward matchup. Do they go small, do they go tall?
So the boundary throw in, left forward pocket for Nana Goon. Comes to the front. It'll get kicked out of there. It's just gone outside defensive 50 and tapped over the back now towards the wing. So race on. The umpire's pulled a free kick though. And it'll be Nana Goon. Again, go inside 50 again. Just dragging the kick over the pack, but again...
Yeah,
he pulled the free kick,
yeah,
wrong arm signal, but...
I reckon he sort of just tunneled him a little bit under the foot. He probably didn't need to do it because I reckon the ball was going over his head anyway.
I was going to say, why didn't he pay advantage? Because Garfield were away because it was the wrong arm signal. And I reckon this is Ferrari.
Now, back on your judgment, he's probably about 20 metres out, Brad.
He's definitely 60. As Ferrari, the long left foot, comes off hands of the pack. Garfield, take him on. High kick outside, defensive 50. Carries the boundary line. He was looking for his teammate there in Reece Murphy.
Good result there for Garfield. They'll take that.
So it looks like Eamon Trigg's going to do a power of the work in the ruck. And he wins that with a beautiful tap. Comes out the back. Just going low and hard first there was Brendan Herman. What a player he is. Gives it off to his teammate who has a shot at goal and gets it is Kyle O'Sullivan.
I'm going all the way up. I'm going all the way up.
So Kyle O'Sullivan gets his first. Ball's back in the middle. And Nana Goon are away again. It's Herman who's doing a lot of damage. Gives the ball out to the outside to Jake Smith. He'll kick it inside 50. Again, through Brad Homfrey. Handball over the top, but boundary line might beat everyone here. But they are able to keep it in Garfield. But it'll come back pretty quickly. As, again... They're just going to go inside. They're doing what they want around the stoppages at the moment, and that's a bit of a worry for Paul Carbis as Dermy Yorney takes another mark now. I reckon this one's 48 metres he'll kick this from, Kyle.
Yeah, you're probably a bit more accurate this time. Really liked Dermy Yorney this game, Brad.
Yeah, he looks good, doesn't he? He's very well balanced. The kick's missed to the left, but he's got a good lead, and so they're
Gee, they can score quickly as well. No,
Yes.
Goon, can't they?
certainly can. They go to 17 points. In fact, it's 19 points now in front. The Nano Goon side. And Garfield have the ball on the outer flank through Pickering. Now, up the line, pack of players, carries over the back. Geez, not a great effort there by the boy in Constantine. And the umpire will call for a stoppage on the outer side.
Sort of at that awkward time of the day, Brad, with the lights. It's a little bit hard to see.
It is.
That dusk sort of, the lights fully haven't kicked in yet, I wouldn't have thought. But looking forward to seeing what it's like in about half an hour's time once it's pitch black and under the night sky out here in Garfield.
I must say, it does worry me because my eyes aren't the best. As Penny for Nana Goon. He's got some pace. Then comes around onto the left foot, high up towards half forward. The umpires paid this as a push and probably should have seen that last night as Murphy gives it off. Now it's come back again to O'Sullivan as a shot on goal, misses to the right. What do you think of that last night, Cole?
I can't say I watched too much of the game. However, I've been saying for a long time that Tom Hawkins gets away with way too many of those incidents, and last night was just another example.
It's unbelievable. He did two in a row, and they haven't spoken much about the first one as Scampolini finds Murphy up the line. So he's right on the boundary, half back for Garfield. High kick, that's a good mark. He backed back with a lot of courage. He knew they were coming at him, and he didn't bat an eyelid. And that's Fitzpatrick again. He's played on, gets it onto the right leg, goes up towards 50. Harrison backs back, comes out to Blackwood, who's been good. Hands off. Now back towards Hamilton. Back to Blackwood. Oh, did he drop that? Umpire says no. Play on. He's had a fresh air shot. Again, no whistle. It's Blackwood again in there. The ball spills free, and they're away through Armour. Takes one bounce. Handball out to Herman, who's been very active. Handball over the top now to his teammate in Ferrari. Back to Herman, and he's got to get the free kick this time.
Yeah, great follow-up pressure there.
So they find Reece Murphy. They do play short and just try to control the footy to Garfield as Murphy finds Jonathan Soares, plays on. He's going to go for the big kick inside middle on a 1-on-2. It was a beautiful kick, just dropped it. So it was no fault of Soares as Jake Smith wins it for Nana Goon. Goes to the outer side in between wing and half forward. Matt Humphreys there. And we've heard a whistle again.
Gee, they're away there, Garfield. He holds on to that. They had numbers forward of the footy there.
So he's pulled the free kick. It'll go to...
He blew his whistle there, the umpire. The Nano Goon player probably should have just held up on his kick because it allows Garfield to get back on and set up their zone.
So Jed Murphy, that's a low kick. Not a great one. Gee, that was well collected. And that's him again. Yorney.
Well, it's nearly best on ground to the second best on ground or vice versa. Yorney to
Herman.
They're really causing a bit of an issue for the Garfield side at the moment.
How good was the collect below the knees of Yorney?
Yeah, he's very clean.
And the beautiful kick to Herman. Not an easy shot at goal. Now, I reckon he'll kick from 45, right on the boundary. And misses. No, it doesn't. It gets over. So that's a great goal to Herman. That's his second. And Nana Goon stretch that out now. So it's getting towards the stage now. They need to be careful. It's got out to 25 points. 8-4-52 Nana Goon. Garfield 4-3-27. Gone 13 minutes thanks to Totally Workwear Gippsland. And you're right, Kyle, it's at a bad time for viewing right now at that dusk period as comes forward again. It's Herman, wins the crumbs off the tap, goes inside 50. and finds the big fella. And this is getting to some desperate times right now for Garfield.
I'm just seeing Herman come off the ground, so maybe this is the time for them to capitalise, because he's having a massive influence on this match at the moment, is Herman.
Matt Homfrey comes in, 30 out, straight in front, gets his second for the quarter. So 31 points now, 9-4-58. Nana Goon, 4-3-27 Garfield, 14 minutes gone.
Totally Workwear, clothing your hard-working community.
And just like that, Brad,
Blows out quickly.
blows out to a 5-goal lead. They did well to pin back a couple of goals early in the quarter, Garfield. As Morrow back into the ruck now, it seems.
And he, at the moment, is rucking against a young Ben Cross. Garfield will go forward through Cross, just lowers some eyes. Not a great kick, but they're able to just win it back. Oh, probably taken high, but not paid, was Brad Homfrey, and we'll have a bounce down.
I reckon it's worth mentioning, Brad. I actually don't think Garfield are doing too much wrong at the moment. I just think that Nana Goon are playing a really good brand of footy.
Certainly are, as Dowd and Homfrey, that's Brad, dive in on it. The ball spills free. Comes out to Mitch Homfrey, who gets a snap towards the pocket. Comes off all players' hands, and Garfield are able to defend, but there's a lot of ball carrying over the Packers. Ben Cross dives in on it, feeds it out the back, and here he is again, Penny, onto the left foot. Not a great kick, finds his teammate Marsham. Now they're away, and they'll go inside 50 with a beautiful kick. And they find that man again in Yorney, and I reckon that come off the boot of Brent Hughes.
Yeah, he's been good across half-back as well. Hughes, I believe he's a playing assistant coach, Brad, so an on-field leader. Wouldn't say no to delivery like that every day.
Here's another shot from that same pocket. This time it's Yorney. He's missed to the right. Yeah, they look very good through the mids, and then they've got some great forwards too, don't they? And they run off well off half-back, so they do look good. Nana Goon, as you said. Garfield aren't doing too much wrong as they bring the ball back into play and find Scampolini. They quickly play on. Again, that's that short game with a short kick up looking for his teammate Zach Dalton. He had the ball punched away from him out over the boundary line.
There was a big fist as well, Flynn Parker. Like the cut of his jib, Brad. Nice, strong country lad.
Comes back into play. Comes out to Dowd. He's wrapped up in the armour tackle. Been around a long time, Trent Armour. Good player. Looks like he's got the job on Dowd, Med Dowd. Comes out over the back to Kyle O'Sullivan. Has a player on the outside if he wants him in Marsham. He goes to him. High kick, it's all Garfield, but they spill it. It comes over the back. They're able to mop up. Again, it's Murphy. He's wrapped up in a double tackle. And the umpire says we'll bounce that down. 45 around from the Nana Goon goal.
I reckon the Garfield defenders are earning their crust this afternoon or this evening, Brad.
Certainly are. They're defending a lot, aren't they, as the umpire pulls a free kick to the Garfield ruckman, Trent Morrow. There's another 50 paid. Did you see what that was for, Cole? Was it
I think
a voice or someone?
Maybe. I didn't. Either that or he crept over the mark.
Okay, so the big fella, Morrow, takes that free kick. It's been lively too for Garfield as Reece Murphy. He'll send the Garfield side inside 50, but it's not a great kick. That'll be a 50 as well. No, not paid. I thought that Jermaine Harrison knocked that out of the hands of the Nana Goon player.
I think that was Hughes again as well, Brad.
And Jake Smith has it. Goes to the outer side now. It's all Nana Goon over that area. And they'll go up the outer side. Marsham is there, and He looks good too. Tall, thin, athletic boy. As Martian comes inboard, looks for O'Sullivan, finds him. Quick hands on the outside to Kelly. But it'll be Murphy again for Garfield that mops that up. But the kick was ill-directed. He was looking for Ryan Smith, but turned it over and it went to Jai Hamilton. And he's collected high.
He was high, but I reckon he contributed to the high contact there. But you do have to get pay it if you get them high still.
Goes to Penny. Penny plays on for Nana Goon. Oh, juggling mark, but taken. Oh, I thought he might have just about stepped off the line, was Ferrari. On the left foot. The outside to the big ruckman. In Trigg. Trigg, the customary ruckman's kick. Awkward looking to Yorney. Doesn't get there. Handball back from Garfield. And out of bounds.
Just an injury update for double NT uniforms by Totally Workwear, Brad. Looked like the ruckman Trigg for Nana Goon looking a little ginger. I saw him come off earlier. Maybe a corky or a corked thigh or a cork to the shin. So we'll just keep an eye on that. Looks like he's got a little bit of strapping around that lower shin area.
Okay. Lucky it's not a cold night as Trigg just wins that one. Comes forward. Hands out. They're away through the agency of Emery. Goes the outer side, still inside defensive 50, the Stars, as Emery gets it back on the left foot. Beautiful weighted kick to his teammate in Lachlan Saws. Comes back inboard. It's Dowd. Has a player on the extreme outside. Beautifully weighted kick, but dropping the mark, but getting the free kick in the end is Johnny Bow. Goes short. Finds his teammate in Zach Dalton. Again, turning it over is Scampolini. Oh, he's in trouble here, the Goon boy, but he's able to come back through the middle. It's all Garfield. They should raffle it. They don't do too much with that in the end, and Ben Cross is able to mop it up. Handball's off. Now they go forward and find again forward Yorney. He's up the ground. He'll go short to O'Sullivan, who's had a fair bit of it. O'Sullivan on the left foot. Lowers surmise again. He'll get the free kick, if not the mark. It quickly spills off. They pay the advantage. Ends up in the hands there of Mitch Humphrey, who has a shot on goal. Received it from Dean Kelly and misses to the left. So gone 21 and a half minutes. It's a 33-point lead to the Nana Goon side out here. This beautiful ground. They come in short, still inside defensive 50 to Dowd. Again, as a teammate, Zach Dalton. It's a real short game they play. Back to Dowd. And I can guarantee you they'll go short again, and they do. And they hit up Scampolini.
I reckon they looked better though early, Brad, when they were going fast, going long, going direct through the corridor, as opposed to playing that slow, methodical style.
Another short one to Emery. He decides to go long up the wing. Comes to the front. It's hands off from Ryan Smith. But again, they turn it over and Nana Goon will come out. But they look like they might turn it over as Dowd is in there low and hard. But they're away. And again, it's through Marsham. I've liked his game off that back area. He finds a teammate in Matt Humphrey. Now they'll go inside 50. Kick's not going to reach the target. Gee, that was well done by the big fella for Garfield, who come outside defensive 50. Back into the middle. Looking for and finding Jonathan Saws. Now, he plays on. He's under a fair bit of pressure here. He's taking them on, and the umpires said, you run too far, and the free kicks ended up going to Pipicelli. There's a comedy of errors here at the moment. And again, Emery has it on the left foot for Garfield, but he's turned it over, and it ends up in the hands of Dean Kelly. Kelly transfers play to the scoreboard, or the commentary side of the ground. probably should have taken that. And the umpire's pulled the whistle again. And it'll come out to Reece Murphy. Balks one tackle, gets the handball on the outside. That's just spilt free. Luck's a fortune for Nana Goon as Bettio takes it and transfers play to the outer side. Again, looking for Marsham. He'd be happy with the boundary. He couldn't get it. So it's kept in play. Again, been a good quarter from Emery for Garfield. He goes towards 50 with that left foot kick. Spills free. Comes out to Pickering. He's wrapped up. Again, Dowd's in there low and hard. Ball beats him out over the boundary line. We'll have a boundary throw in between wing and half forward.
Another injury update for Double NT uniforms. Healthcare wear by Totally Workwear, Brad. Reece Murphy, I think it was, just got up very gingerly before. He's waved the trainers away, but took a while to get up in that last contest, so I'll keep an eye on that one.
As again, O'Sullivan hands out to Herman. Comes back inboard. Now they're away. It'll end up in the hands of Kelly. He'll go towards 50, looking for and finding Jake Smith. Now, Smith, they're calling for it quickly up forward, and he's found Herman again. So Brendan Herman will have a shot for his third. We've gone nearly 25 minutes into this second quarter, and they enjoy a 33-point lead at the moment, the Goon.
It's nearly time to just have someone run with him wherever he goes, I think, Brad.
Yeah, he's had a lot of it, hasn't he? Whether he's been the mids or forward. He's just a hard-running player, Brendan Herman. Now come in, he'll shoot for his third and misses to the right. So in the depths of the second quarter, nearly half time out here. I would imagine the second half these lights will take effect. It'll get a little bit darker. These old eyes are struggling to see a lot at the moment as Garfield goes short out to Suter. Again, they'll go short to Evans. Evans is a player running past. Not a great handball, and he's put his teammate under pressure. And there is half-time. And the half-time score, Nana Goon 9-7-61. Garfield 4-3-27. So they enjoy a 34-point lead at half-time. Nana Goon, we might take a quick break, Kyle, and have some time to sell some sponsorship. And on the other side of this break, we'll have the second half out here at Garfield Recreation Reserve.
Community that likes to work hard. Digging, fixing, building, keeping people safe, or just lending a hand. A community that all have one place to come together, where they're spoilt for choice and good service is everything. And although there are stores all over Australia, the owners are as local as they come. Totally Workwear, clothing your hard-working community.
I'm going all the way up. I'm going all the way up. I'm letting go in my heart of everything that holds me down. And it's feeling like I'm in love. I can feel the love. Oh yeah, it's all around me.
Winterland, whisper in my ear, make my troubles all disappear.
This is a story of a community that likes to work hard. Digging, fixing, building, keeping people safe, or just lending a hand. A community that all have one place to come together, where they're spoilt for choice and good service is everything. And although there are stores all over Australia, the owners are as local as they come. Totally Workwear, clothing your hard-working community.
I'm going all the way up. I'm going all the way up. I'm letting go in my heart of everything that holds me down. No. And it's feeling like I'm in the roof. I can feel the love. Oh yeah, it's all around me.
Winterland, whisper in my ear, make my troubles all disappear.
This is a story of a community that likes to work hard, digging, fixing, building, keeping people safe, or just lending a hand. A community that all have one place to come together, where they're spoilt for choice and good service is everything. And although there are stores all over Australia, the owners are as local as they come. Totally Workwear, clothing your hard-working community.
I'm going all the way up. I'm going all the way up. I'm letting go in my heart of everything that holds me down. No. And it's feeling like I'm in the roof. I can feel the love. Oh yeah, it's all around me.
Winterland, whisper in my ear, make my troubles all disappear.
This is a story of a community that likes to work hard, digging, fixing, building, keeping people safe, or just lending a hand. A community that all have one place to come together, where they're spoilt for choice and good service is everything. And although there are stores all over Australia, the owners are as local as they come. Totally Workwear, clothing your hard-working community.
I'm going all the way up. I'm going all the way up. I'm letting go in my heart of everything that holds me down. No. And it's feeling like I'm in the roof. I can feel the love. Oh yeah, it's all around me.
Winterland, whisper in my ear, make my troubles all disappear.
story of a community that likes to work hard, digging, fixing, building, keeping people safe, or just lending a hand. A community that all have one place to come together, where they're spoilt for choice and good service is everything. And although there are stores all over Australia, the owners are as local as they come. Totally Workwear, clothing your hard-working community.
I'm going all the way up. I'm going all the way up. I'm letting go in my heart of everything that holds me down. And it's feeling like I'm in love. I can feel the love. Oh yeah, it's all around me.
Winterland, whisper in my ear, make my troubles all disappear.
This is a story of a community that likes to work hard, digging, fixing, building, keeping people safe, or just lending a hand. A community that all have one place to come together, where they're spoilt for choice and good service is everything. And although there are stores all over Australia, the owners are as local as they come. Totally Workwear, clothing your hard-working community.
I'm going all the way up. I'm going all the way up. I'm letting go in my heart of everything that holds me down. And it's feeling like I'm in love. I can feel the love. Oh yeah, it's all around me.
Winterland, whisper in my ear, make my troubles all disappear.
This is a story of a community that likes to work hard, digging, fixing, building, keeping people safe, or just lending a hand. A community that all have one place to come together, where they're spoilt for choice and good service is everything. And although there are stores all over Australia, the owners are as local as they come. Totally Workwear, clothing your hard-working community.
I'm going all the way up. I'm going all the way up. I'm letting go in my heart of everything that holds me down. And it's feeling like I'm in love. I can feel the love. Oh yeah, it's all around me.
a community. A community that likes to work hard. Digging, fixing, building, keeping people safe, or just lending a hand. A community that all have one place to come together, where they're spoilt for choice and good service is everything. And although there are stores all over Australia, the owners are as local as they come. Totally Workwear, clothing your hard-working community.
I'm going all the way up. I'm going all the way up. I'm letting go in my heart of everything that holds me down. And it's feeling like I'm in the roof. I can feel the love. Oh yeah, it's all around me.
Winterland whisper in my ear, make my troubles all disappear.
Welcome back to the Garfield Recreation Reserve, where both sides are back out on the ground. And Nana Goon enjoy a lead at half-time, 9-7-61 to Garfield 4-3-27. And it's got quite dark out here, Kyle, at Garfield, and I'm struggling a little bit. I just had a guy walk up to me that I coached many years ago, and I thought it was Paul Carbis walking towards us, and I thought, well, I've never met Paul. Why was he saying hello? And it was Tate Bergman that's involved with Garfield here, and a great player in the days out at Roeville when we were out there, and he's been out here for a while now, heavily involved. He's just telling me his boy plays in the 16s.
16s at Roval.
No, here at Garfield, and that's how
Okay.
long it is.
Yeah, right.
I've seen him. His 16-year-old wasn't even born.
There you
So
go.
it's been a while. But he was a good footballer, Tate Bergman. Don't worry about that.
I thought we were going to start talking about Roval under 16s because that was my heyday, Brad.
Did you play there?
Yes.
What year?
I played at Roval from 2004 to 2008.
Geez, I just missed you. I was there from 91 to 99.
Yep, won a few best and fairest there.
Did you really?
I
A left
did.
footer with long sleeves at Roval.
Yes, left footer, long sleeves, probably about 30, maybe 40 kilos lighter.
Yes,
Same height though, haven't grown.
I think we're all like that, Kyle. And tell you what, it's
How was that for a bit of self-promotion as well, Brad, just to slip that one in there?
yes, that's what we do in this industry, don't we? I tell you what, it's very dark out here as Trigg wins that tap. Third quarter is underway. Samalis, hurried kick inside 50 for the Garfield side. They really want to get one early as Harrison taps it forward. But again, they're able to mop up Nana Goon, and that was really well done by the boy in Hamilton. They go to the outer side. Now O'Sullivan with a long left foot up towards the wing. Comes out over the back, and hasn't he been good for Garfield, Jake Thomas? Again, just trapped up on that outer wing. Penny's hanging around on the outside, then lays the tackle. They wanted it to get out to him, but Nana Goon are away through Armour, who gets onto the right foot, goes up towards centre half forward and beats everyone. High free kick to the Garfield boy and Johnny Bow. They'll play on up towards centre half forward, 1-on-2. And a push in the back, and it was well picked up. It was against the ruckman Trent Morrow, and well picked up by the umpire. And again, they're away. So Nana Goon through Brent Hughes, kicks up towards half forward. Pack flies, ball spills free. Kicked off the ground there by Jake Smith. But Garfield are able to just propel that forward movement. Temporarily, though, is what we think is probably best on ground to half time. Kyle has been Brendan Herman.
Definitely. I don't think there's any doubt in my mind. 2 goals, I think 2 goals, 2. Set up plenty of scores, about 27 inside 50s. So, yeah, they'll look to try and tighten his influence in this second half. Just for the viewers at home, I reckon there's potentially a fire or a burn-off somewhere because it's a little bit smoky here, so it's making it a little bit difficult to see in certain areas of the ground.
Every chance my better half is cooking in Cranbourne. If you can smell smoke here in Garfield, I'll give you the tip as Dowd goes up towards centre half forward. Ball carries over the back of the pack. And again, they're away. And this time, I've liked this boy, Jonathan Saws, and we were told by the Garfield coach's box that he can play as it comes out to the big fella. Trent Morrow runs into the open goal. And a much-needed goal.
Totally Workwear, clothing your hard-working community.
Yeah, big understatement that. They certainly needed that one to kickstart things in the second half, Garfield, and try and surge a comeback. As I said, I don't think they were too bad in the first half. I just think that Nana Goon were just a little bit cleaner, a little bit slicker with ball in hand.
So they get the first one, 3 minutes into the third quarter. Armour's in there again for Nana Goon, but laying the tackle, the umpire says, let me have that, as Jake Thomas picks himself up off the ground. Both ruckmen miss that. You've got Reece Murphy on the outside. They don't go to him. Hurry kick up towards 50. Just a bad bounce there for everyone. Umpire's pulled a free kick out of this, and it'll go to the Garfield player in Jet Pickering. So Pickering goes around on the arc. That's not a great kick. And he's put that down the throat of the Nana Goon defender, who I've called a few times. Marsham, I've liked his game. Goes up the line. Ball comes to the outside now, and it's Matt Momfrey. Gives it off to Penny. Penny onto the left foot. Up towards centre half forward. Flying high, but not taking the mark. Comes out to Dowd. They'll go to the outside now on that left foot inside 50. But Nana Goon defending well. They have two players on the outside here, Brendan Herman and Jake Smith. And Brendan Herman takes that. That's a lovely kick. Just falls short, but this guy is so good below his knees. Yorney, as he collects that and goes inboard. Being held when not in possession is O'Sullivan for Nana Goon. Quickly plays onto the left foot. Goes up towards the 50 and going to struggle to see too much out that side of the ground. No, that's Brad Homfrey that's in there for the Goon. O'Sullivan. So they'll just hold play up and they'll come back to O'Sullivan, Nana Goon. Just wait for some movement. Just holding onto it. He'll square it up. That's not a great kick. He's put it straight down the throat of the ruckman in Morrow, who kicked the last goal. And then he sends Garfield inside.
He started this third quarter well, has Morrow.
He has. He's found Jet Pickering there.
I think he started forward. Well, he's definitely pushing forward.
Yeah, he's definitely drifting forward, isn't he? So Pickering in a very, very dark pocket on the outer side. And
yeah, I can barely see him.
he's gone short to Dowd. Didn't make the distance. Dowd was able to wrap it up quickly, but then kicks across his body with a grubber. And there's players in all over this, and Murphy lays the tackle, and crowd calls for it holding the ball, and the umpire says no, as there's a little bit of niggle in there. Yeah, it might look nice and light on your TV screen, but I can assure you, it's dark. As it comes out through the agency of Brent Hughes again, who's had a lot of it, as he's kicked half smothered. Hurried kick towards goal. Umpire's blown his whistle. And that's because the goal umpire said that had gone through from behind. So they're peppering away, Garfield.
Yeah, they've had the momentum to start off this second half.
So they come straight up the line, Nana Goon. They have that kick towards Armour. Herman's in there. Armour wins it. Quick hands off to Penny. Penny on the left foot, outer side of the ground. Out in front of the running Matt Homfrey. He's met, but he's able and good enough to get a quick snap onto the right leg, and he's got it straight through the middle. Mitch Homfrey, great effort.
Story of the night, I think, Brad. Just every time they look like having a few minutes of momentum, Garfield, Nana Goon just answer. They go coast to coast, and a lot of it has been set up from Hughes coming out of the back half. We talk about Herman going inside 50 for Nana Goon. Well, Hughes has, I think he's probably had the equal amount of rebounds coming out of defensive 50 for Nana Goon, and almost playing that quarterback role, setting up a lot of their attacks from the back half.
So Nana Goon 10-7-67, Garfield 5-4-34. Just ticking over 8 minutes thanks to Totally Workwear Gippsland. And again, Nana Goon go forward. It's Brendan Herman at the bottom of that pack again, and he's on the bottom of the pack with another player that's been good. For Garfield is Angus Emery. Up it goes. Quick kick out towards the broadcast side of the ground, looking for Reece Murphy, but leading him in the run of the ball is Jake Smith, who backs back, then gets an underground kick along the ground to Armour. In turn, gives it off to Brent Hughes, had a lot of it, goes up towards the 50. Pack of players, but they're away Garfield now to rebound off the back. Not a great kick into the middle of the ground. Oh, incorrect disposal. Some would say it was tap free, but the free kick will go to Pipicelli. Now, they go to the outer side of the ground again. High kick up towards 50.
Some of their delivery tonight, Brad's just been outstanding. There's nothing you can do as a Garfield defender with delivery like that.
There's 3 Humphreys, Brad, Mitch, and this one, Matt. And Matt Humphrey. I'm not going to guess how far out he is because I can't really see as he kicks that. That is a beautiful kick. It's gone every bit. Don't worry how far out he was. It's gone every bit of 50 metres. And he's kicked his third, Kyle, and he looks a likely type.
Yep, all 3 of the brothers, I'm assuming they're brothers, look the likely type as the old Hollywood goal, as they say, kick the goal and straight off for a rotation. Does he stay on if he misses that?
Yeah, usually.
That's usually the way it works. It's, yep, sports science.
So Brad Humphrey's the only one of the Humphreys that hasn't kicked a goal. Is Trigg up there in the ruck for Nano Goon. Spills through to Dowd for Garfield. He goes inside 50. Hands on the inside, but just goes straight to the Nano Goon player in Hughes, and that came from Constantine. And
he just doesn't panic, Hughes.
He doesn't, does he?
He's so composed in that defensive half.
O'Sullivan, left foot. Mopped up by Garfield now. They're linking well through that back half. And they'll come out to this side of the ground. And again, it's just wrong-footed himself. Then did the boy in Scampolini, and it's come off his feet out over the boundary line.
Tell you one thing, I think, from a neutral perspective, Brad, I reckon just looking at the players as they came off, Garfield look a lot younger and not as mature as Nana Goon. Nana Goon look like they got a wealth of experience across every line as well, with a mix of youth as well. So there's enough there to work with Garfield, I think.
Certainly is, as Cross and Morrow do the ruck duties for their respective sides. Kick comes into the middle of the ground, and Nana Goon, again, this time it was through the boy in Pipicelli. Lowers his eyes, gives it off, and misses to the left. So we're going 11 and a half minutes third quarter. 40 points up, Nana Goon. Garfield bring the ball back into play, and again, like this boys' game, I've mentioned that a few times, Emery. Go across the ground. Short. And that is Jack Tenace Greenall. So they're just holding onto the ball here, Stars. And again, Reece Murphy up the line in between wing and half back. Now he's going to go and transfer play out through the middle. Well done for the Nano Goon side.
I think that was Blackwood with that
Blackwood
intercept.
it was. And
he's done a few nice things as well as Blackwood today across half-back.
he has, hasn't he? As the umpire is... It's a free kick here. And it's very hard to see who that is. That's the outer side. He kicks towards goal, misses to the left, but kept in play. A kick over the shoulder, and he's got it. Wow. Great goal, Luke Bettio. So great goal, Luke Battio. Nana Goon, 12-8-80. Garfield, 5-4-34. 13 and a half minutes gone in the third quarter, thanks to Totally Workwear Gippsland.
How many's he kicked now, Brad?
Bettio has 2. One in the first quarter and one in the third.
I think that'll be on the highlights package during the week.
It was a ripper, wasn't it? And back in the middle. 50-50 on that. Saws wins the ball and the free kick. right in the middle of the ground. He does this a bit. He sort of confuses himself, and he's had a fresh air shot. But they've still got the ball in the middle of the ground, has Garfield. And that was Fitzpatrick that gets it to the outer side and ends up in the hands of Ryan Smith, goes inside 50, off the hands of a couple of players there, and goes out of bounds over the boundary line. Right forward pocket for Garfield.
Is there any danger in the bringing the ball out this side of the ground, Brad?
Might be nice.
It's very difficult to see that far side.
Incredibly dark as players just jump all over that. We'll have another bounce down. Penny is at the bottom of the pack.
And the lights are fantastic here at Garfield. It's got nothing to do with the lights. It's just, I think, the positioning and the angles of where we're positioned, which we can't do much about.
So the umpire's pulled a free kick out of this, and it'll go to Morrow for Garfield, the ruckman. So
stating the obvious, but he needs this to go through for them to have any sort of chance, and they just need to get chip away at the lead. They don't need to bang on 5 or 6 goals quickly. They just need to chip away and be within striking distance at three-quarter time, I think, to have any chance.
46 points down as he comes in for his second, and he's got it, the big fella. Gets a nice old cheer when he does kick a goal. So he's got 2 for the quarter.
Totally Workwear, clothing your hard-working community.
Looks like he's staying forward as well, is Morrow.
So back in the middle, umpire's pulled another free kick. It'll go the way of Garfield. They quickly play on. They'll go inside 50 again. And Reece Murphy takes the mark. At 40 metres out, 45 metres he'll kick from.
Liked his game as well, Brad. He's been one of Garfield's better players this evening.
He's been good, hasn't he? Accumulator of possessions. And on the Totally Workwear Gippsland scoreboard, 12-8-80. Nana Goon, 6-4-40. Garfield. And this will be 2 within a minute, and they could do with it. Goes close to the man on the mark. That is a beautiful kick. Straight through the middle. And Reece Murphy gets his first of the night. So, a couple of goals very quickly for the Garfield side. Very handy.
So there's still plenty of time. As I said, just keep chipping away at that lead. Keep in striking distance at three-quarter time, and you just never know. They will be kicking with a slight advantage with that breeze, although it's died off a bit as the night's gone on.
7-4-46 Garfield. Trailing Nana Goon, who are 12-8-80. 17.5 gone, third quarter on your Totally Workwear Gippsland scoreboard, back in the middle. Penny's there, taps it on and collects it, then just burns them off with pace. Onto the left foot, inside 50. Well defended by the Garfield boy, and that time it was Liam Bowell. Ball goes out over the boundary line by the boundary throw-in, about 45, 50 around.
He's a powerful athlete, isn't
he?
Penny? He's just that burst and acceleration speed out of the stoppage. So hard to defend.
So it'll be a young boy in cross for the ruck duties with Fernando Goon. And he'll be up against Suda. And it was Cross that won it. And straight back out over the boundary line. We'll have a restart. So, still in the same position. Boundary umpire brings that back in, comes out over the back, hands over the top in the old 1-2 is Homfrey. That was Brad Homfrey. Shot a goal, misses to the right. They bring the ball back into play, out of side. Have Dowd short if you want him. Don't use him. They'll go long up the line, the outer wing, looking for and finding Murphy again. As Kyle said, has been good tonight. Hurry kick inside 50, but that's just propelled back there beautifully by Blackwood. As we've said and sung his praises throughout the evening. But the kick's not good, and that's the man of the moment for mine. It's the Garfield ruckman, Trent Morrow, who has 2 goals this quarter, sets it up towards the goal square, and they've taken the mark, the Stars, and that looks like it's Ryan Smith, and he's kicked 2.
Morrow getting excited there. I reckon he's saying, come on, boys, jump on my shoulders and come with me.
Certainly is. He's been great this quarter as Ryan Smith comes in and kicks the goal. He's 3rd for the night.
Totally Workwear, clothing your hard-working community.
Okay, so they've kicked 4 for the quarter. We're gone 20 and a half minutes, 8-4, 52 Garfield, Nana Goon 12-9, 81. It's all thanks to Totally Workwear Gippsland. Get out to any one of their 4 stores, Wonthaggi, Traralgon, their all-new store in Pakenham, and Warragul, of course. As again, Stars go inside 50. The ball bounces past about 4 of them. Crowd's getting excited now.
I'll say one thing, Brad.
Yep.
I reckon they've got back into this game by getting rid of that short chip control the possession game. They've looked to go on long, direct and play on quickly, and it's paid dividends this quarter.
Good call as Penny's wrapped up there by Harrison. Have a restart, up it goes. Comes out, Armour, wins it, taps it. And the ball is taken out over the boundary line by Penny. We'll have a restart. And about 45 metres around from the Garfield goal. And they've kicked 4, but Nana Goon have been able to get 3 themselves. So they still enjoy a 29-point lead to the Goon. And back out over the boundary line.
I think Garfield will just take maybe one more goal before 3/4 time without Nana Goon scoring one. Keeps them within 4 goals, and I think they'll back themselves and take the opportunity if it should present itself.
And it comes, not a great throw in, very shallow as Trigg for Nana Goon, but there's a free kick picked out of that. It'll go the way, as you say, they need to get one here, Garfield. High kick up, double punch. Umpires pulled a free kick out of this. And I reckon it's, by the sounds of that crowd, it's gone to Nana Goon, and it has. I haven't minded this boy's game when it's gone forward either. I reckon he's had a go, is Andy Fitzpatrick.
He's been good.
And I'm trying to get the glasses on him now. I'm hoping it is him. It is very hard to see as he comes in. Crowd will tell you how this one goes. He's got it. No, he's missed. Has he hit the post there?
Yeah, hit the post.
Hit the post. In fact, it was Tyler Constantine. So, good boy. So they're pepping away. They're not going away, that's for sure. Straight up the middle with a big kick into the middle of the ground. Good mark. Not paid. Not paid. Reckons it come off another pair of hands, did he? I thought Matt Homfrey had taken the mark, but the umpire's in a better position than I. And they're away again, the Goon, as they'll go inside 50 with a long kick, but running back, taking the mark. Now they've got a couple of players out here on the outer side. They'll go to Murphy. This is where they've been going short from this area here on the ground most of the time. But you've got the big ruckman in Morrow calling for it long. They go to him. Comes off to the front of the pack. Harrison can't take it cleanly. Kept in play. Then kicked out of bounds on the full. As the players, the two ruckmen, Trigg and Morrow, give how do you do's. But the free kick's been given against Tex Marsham. And it'll go to Garfield. There's a bit of back and forth argy-bargy between the umpire. And
I like the umpire's response there, though.
it was very forceful, wasn't it, Kyle?
Yeah. Just let him know who was in charge.
I think that was to Brent Hughes, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure
Yep.
he was. Yeah, he was talking to Brent Hughes and
Balls come back now, went on the roof.
on the roof. And the recipient of the free kick is Liam Bow, who was met heavily by Tex Marsham, and he's got the free. And umpire calls into play on. He goes for a high kick inside 50. Oh, I'll tell you what, Trigg was met heavily from back and front on that occasion, and he's not in a great way as the kick goes forward for for Garfield, but Goon are able to propel that back out. Tap forward there by Brad Homfray. Now they're away from Matt Homfray, and he'll get it back, Matt Homfray, and he'll kick it towards 50. Umpire's pulled another free kick, and it's going to go against the Nana Goon this time. And it'll go to Zach Suter. Just a short kick into the middle of the ground. Finds his teammate in Lachlan Saws. Again, they're just playing around with this short game. They're trying to get it out over the other side of the ground. But it's going to come back, or is it? So it'll be a hurry kick forward again from Nana Goon. And comes out towards Jake Smith. He has a high, long snap at goal and bounces into the woodwork. And just the behind for the Goons. So, yeah, Kyle, they play in that short game and the skills aren't sticking, so it's coming back as quick as it's coming out.
Yeah, right idea, though, that time. They had the numbers, they just couldn't execute. I think they were away if they were able to get it out to that fat side of the ground.
Reece Murphy, probably their best player, but he's turned that over. And I've liked this boy's game in Tex Marsham. He gives it off to O'Sullivan, who's been good. Beautiful kick to the outer side of the ground. And again, Nana Goon just waiting for some representation up forward. Kick wasn't great. Comes out to Brad Homfray with a high kick in towards the pocket. But again, it's propelled by Johnny Bow. Goes to the outer side. Umpire calls play on. Short kick up the line. So I can almost guarantee this kick goes short, but he hasn't got much to go to. So he's going to go with a long one up the line. And that's the three-quarter time siren. Garfield, 8-5-53. Nana Goon at three-quarter time, 12-10-82. 29-point leaders, and it's all thanks to Totally Work Gippsland. We'll take a short break, and we'll be back here at the Garfield Recreation Reserve for the Alex Scott West Gippsland Football Netball Competition Match of the Day, Round 2.
This is a story of a community. A community that likes to work hard. Digging, fixing, building, keeping people safe, or just lending a hand. A community that all have one place to come together, where they're spoilt for choice and good service is everything. And although there are stores all over Australia, the owners are as local as they come. Totally Workwear, clothing your hard-working community.
I'm going all the way up. I'm going all the way up. I'm letting go in my heart of everything that holds me down. And it's feeling like I'm in the groove. I can feel the love. Oh yeah, it's all around me.
story of a community that likes to work hard, digging, fixing, building, keeping people safe, or just lending a hand. A community that all have one place to come together, where they're spoilt for choice and good service is everything. And although there are stores all over Australia, the owners are as local as they come. Totally Workwear, clothing your hard-working community.
I'm going all the way up. I'm going all the way up. I'm letting go in my heart of everything that holds me down. No, no. And it's feeling like I'm in the groove. I can feel the love. Oh yeah, it's all around me.
Winterland whisper in my ear, make my troubles all disappear.
This is a story of a community that likes to work hard, digging, fixing, building, keeping people safe, or just lending a hand. A community that all have one place to come together, where they're spoilt for choice and good service is everything. And although there are stores all over Australia, the owners are as local as they come. Totally Workwear, clothing your hard-working community.
I'm going all the way up. I'm going all the way up. I'm letting go in my heart of everything that holds me down. No, no. And it's feeling like I'm in the groove. I can feel the love. Oh yeah, it's all around me.
Winterland whisper in my ear, make my troubles all disappear.
This is a story of a community that likes to work hard, digging, fixing, building, keeping people safe, or just lending a hand. A community that all have one place to come together, where they're spoilt for choice and good service is everything. And although there are stores all over Australia, the owners are as local as they come. Totally Workwear, clothing your hard-working community.
I'm going all the way up. I'm going all the way up. I'm letting go in my heart of everything that holds me down. No, no. And it's feeling like I'm in the groove. I can feel the love. Oh yeah, it's all around me.
story of a community.
Welcome back to the Garfield Rec Reserve. We're just about to get underway in the last quarter. And Goon 12-10-82 lead. Garfield 8-5-53 in the AFL game. Sydney ended up 11-point winners over North. And I'll tell you what, 14-point leaders, West Coast over Collingwood with 2 minutes to go. Wow, that's a turn up for the books.
We all know you love a Collingwood bash as well, Brad.
I love it when Collingwood choke. It's football's greatest joke as Trigg wins a tap for Goon. Comes out through Brad Humphrey, goes inside 50 and holding the mark, and a good mark. And gee, we've sung this boy's praises throughout the night, don't we, Yornie?
Yes, we have, Brad. I thought he was a little bit quiet in that third quarter, but that was probably more to do with the fact that the ball didn't get down there as frequent as it did in the first half. But kicks this, he could just about put a nail in the coffin early days.
He has one, and he's kicked another one very, very early. No, just to the right. They liked it. Sky Boy didn't.
It was a goal as well.
We can,
It just gives him a sniff, that. I think if he kicks that, it's very hard to come back and kick 6-7 goals in the last quarter without letting Goon score. So they just had a little sniff.
Ball comes back into play through Bow, or is it Verlick? Very hard to tell right now. I reckon Paul Carbis would have been happy with that third quarter and told him at half-time, I would have thought, just to win the quarter, and they did that. They kicked 4-2 and 3-3 from the leaders. So he would have been happy with that third quarter. Herman at the front of this pack, and it looks like right now Emery's gone to him as that's well played. Goon are away again through Brad Humphrey. Handballs it out to Herman, who got out the back of the pack. Beautifully weighted kick, and to the advantage of his key forward. And he's hit him up again.
I think it's pretty obvious who'll be the player of the day so far, Brad. I think Herman's just been fantastic in some of his praises along today.
So Yornie comes in again for another shot on goal. He's missed to the left.
Look, Yornie must have hooked it early. Back the goal umpire in every day of the week, though. We sing their praises every week. It's a tough, thankless job being a local footy umpire, regardless of whether it's field, goal or boundary.
They're finding it hard to get them Victoria wide or country wide at the moment. So if there's guys out there that want a part-time job, contact with your local umpiring group. The umpire will throw this in between wing and half forward for the Goon side. Trigg. He's got distinct height advantage over the smaller Jake Thomas. Comes to ground. Thomas is on the outside. Good hands from Dowd to Emery. Left foot. Touch play on. Into the middle. Liked his game tonight. Blackwood for Goon. Feeds out to the outside past Penny. Now through the agency. Looks like that might have been Young. Kick inside the goal square, and they're going to get another go at it, and that's Yornie, who quickly plays on, snaps around the body, and kicks the goal. So his third attempt.
I reckon he's kicked it to Goon as well, Brad.
So his third attempt there, and he's got it.
Totally Workwear, clothing your hard-working community.
So, Goon 13-12-90, Garfield 8-5-53.
I think that's all she wrote. Yeah, Brad. It's
4 minutes gone, last quarter.
yeah. I'm ready to
Sing.
Ready to have the fat lady sing.
37 points.
I just can't see them kicking 7 goals to Goon's none.
Going to be very hard on the big ground. They've kicked 8 to now as it's back up in the middle. Comes forward to that man Herman again, who's been everywhere. He just toe pokes it, then picks it up, gets a right foot snap towards the pocket, and he was looking for Yornie again. Comes out off hands and another behind. So early stages of the last quarter. Oh, that's not a great kick in from Garfield. He's looking for Dowd. Not good at all. And another goal to the Goon. And it's Mitch Humphrey with his second. So that kills you. That kills you, doesn't it, Cole? Just the short kick in square, straight up the middle. Missed the target in Dowd, and they were all preying on it.
Yep, absolutely, Brad. And as I say, if it wasn't all she wrote before, I think that's definitely the final nail in the coffin. Just an injury update. I'm just trying to see the Garfield player that came off there. Looked to be a bit ginger, holding his shoulder. We'll keep an eye out on that. Injury update thanks to Double NT Uniforms, healthcare wear by Totally Workwear Gippsland.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the what you think after the game, who the King G Fuse mark of the day is, and don't forget your King G Comfort Max, Kyle. I know you got a pair as they go inside 50 again, and it's going to be the same boy, Mitch Humphrey, to shoot for his third. He'll kick from 50. He'll take a good kick late in the game.
Just answered every challenge that's been thrown at them today have Goon.
He's going to miss that to the left a long way. Be lucky to get it behind, but he does. Distance wasn't the problem. So they'll go short. Oh, that was lucky. It got there in the end. A juggled mark to Scampolini. Goes over the Murphy lead. Nearly their best player too is Emery on that left foot. Just hasn't got over the big ruckman, but he couldn't hold the mark, and umpire was quick to call that a stoppage.
Been really good in this second half as Morrow. It's no fault of his own with Garfield going down this evening. He's done his best.
Totally agree. Any ruckman that can kick 2 goals in a losing side, ruckmen don't kick goals in these sort of competitions unless you're...
Well, he kicked 2 goals and then set up that one as well, Brad. 3 in a row for Garfield. So you're right. It's not something that
they do, is it? Cam
usually...
Pedersen probably the exception in this competition.
Pretty good player as well, Cam Pedersen.
He's not bad, is he? He's already won 2 league medals in 2 full seasons as Matt Humphrey comes in. He's missed that to the right, falls short. Coming out again is Yorney. Gets the hands out to the outside. Again in the pocket, squares it up towards the point of the square. Comes over the back, running into an open goal. And getting it is Brad Humphrey. So all Humphreys now have a goal.
Totally Workwear, clothing your hard-working community.
So all Humphreys have a goal now, and I've been keeping my eye on the score, and I'll just let you know the Eagles have run out 13-point winners over Collingwood. If that doesn't make my weekend, I don't know what does.
Well, the Saints win at the MCG tomorrow against the Hawks might cap it off, but I'm still not sold on them, Brad. I'm sold on Max King, but not the Saints.
I'm with you. I've picked Hawthorn. 51-point leaders here now, Goon, 8 minutes into the last, and they're going in again, and Garfield was so good in that third quarter where they outscored the Goon. I'd hate to see them just capitulate right now, and they've got another shot on goal through a free kick. It'll go to Penny. Left foot, beautiful spearing pass, and straight down the throat of his teammate in Bettio, who's got 2 and probably kicked the Totally Workwear goal of the day tonight, we think, Kyle.
Yeah, there was
shoulder?
There was one early as well from Garfield in the first quarter. I've got to think back. Might have been Garfield's first goal of the game. Do we know who kicked that?
I will have that when I look at my paperwork. I've definitely got that.
But you're right, a kick over the top of your head is probably going to take out the award, but we'll see.
Especially for a big man, as Bettio comes in, is he going to get the distance? Yep, no worries, but he'll miss to the right. Umpires,
full, I think.
Oh, it's on the full. So I thought I heard a whistle. I thought it was a free kick, but it was the boundary umpire. And the resultant free kick will go to Garfield. Again, short to Dowd. Still inside that defensive 50. Matty Dowd The transfer play, that's a dangerous kick. Gets over the back though. So Murphy wins that for Garfield. He has a player up the line. Tries to sit it over the head there of Scampolini. But Nano Goon are up to the task, and that's not a great kick. Easy to spoil, and was done. Penny's there for the Goon. Gives it off to Armour. Handball over the head. Murphy's in there again for Garfield. Goes up towards half forward. Scampolini as a kick. Martian goes through his legs. Constantine, handball forward. Comes out now to Scampolini. Right foot snap towards the goal mouth. Drop mark. And that was by Pipicelli. Goes through from behind, and the Goon will bring the ball back into play. Outer side of the ground. It comes out through Blackwood. Blackwood with a kick up the line, still hugging the boundary line. And another one forward, but they just seem to have all the time in the world at the moment. And this time it's cross, but umpire blows his whistle.
He's pulled a free kick.
He has pulled a free kick. Out of sight of the ground. Emery on the left foot. Beautiful kick. Up towards half forward. He's done something there. He went down like he got shot and quickly handball, and I reckon it's a knee. We'll get back to that in a minute as Garfield quickly are able to go forward. Comes out over the back of the pack. Now, Nana Goon are away through the agency of Pipicelli. Finds a teammate up on the boundary line.
Yeah, I'm just watching that player. He's up and off, and I reckon it's maybe just a bit of cramp.
Oh. Okay, as Penny has the ball, and I reckon that player was Jake Thomas for Garfield. Penny comes across the ground, broadcast side of the ground. They just keep hold of the ball through Trent Armour, takes a bounce. Again, kick inside 50, just led under the ball was the big ruckman there on that occasion in Eamon Trigg. And they're able to clear the ball through Johnny Bow out to the outer side, Garfield. So, kick up the line to Murphy. It's Reece Murphy for Garfield. Short kick again. Soars. Quickly plays onto the right leg. Just carries over Bow. And Humphrey, that's Mitch, was able to clean up for Nana Goon. Now they're away, the Goon. They'll go inside 50. Looking for and finding Matt Humphrey, who has 3.
He kicks this, he might sneak himself into the votes. Just quietly, I reckon, Brad.
So they've all got a goal, the Humphreys, and Matt's got 3. He's coming in for his 4th. I'll tell you what. Wow.
The goal umpire hasn't moved.
He's got it. Near the 13-minute mark, Humphrey gets his 4th.
Totally Workwear, clothing your hard-working community.
So Matt Humphrey, 2 in the second quarter, 1 in the third, and 1 in the light. 1 in the light. And I say that because it's 1 in the fourth and I've got the light going on my phone. So we've got the torch out on the phone right now to see the paperwork. So
Country footy at its best.
I love it. Nana Goon, 16-14, 1-1-0, lead Garfield. Nana Goon, 16-14, 1-10, Garfield, 8-6-54, 13.5 gone, thanks to Totally Workwear Gippsland. So they go forward, but just taking the mark in the back half for Garfield was Zach Suter. Gets on the left foot, goes to the outer side. Short kick. And it's not getting any lighter out there. As again, they just go up the line and Dowd has it. He's going to go further square with a short kick again. Finds a teammate there in Ryan Smith who gets onto his left foot. Now they have the ball in that far deep left forward pocket. Quick hands off. Comes out to Reece Murphy. Has a running shot at goal and carries out over the pack through for a behind. I'll tell you who I haven't called a lot tonight for Garfield, Kyle, is Andy Samalis.
Yeah, we heard big things about him
Great player.
pre-game.
Won a couple of league medals. He was out at Inverloch as well and won a league medal there, if I remember correctly. Great player, but I don't even know if he's still on the ground. I'm going to see if I can have a look in the box, but I've not seen him for a while. As Nana Goon on the broadcast side of the ground through the agency there of Bettio. They go back, they muck that up, and players fall over. It's a comedy of errors at the moment. It's like an ice skating rink, you would think, out there, and it's not even greasy, but they keep falling over as Kelly gets his kick. Now, right inside the goal square, they're able to propel it out, but that's a turnover as well. Must be some really tired players as Kelly turns it over and umpire's blowing his whistle. And he's pulled a free kick, and the players are cramping up, as you said earlier, and I reckon it's Andy Fitzpatrick.
Was a warm day. Was it Fitzpatrick who kicked that goal that I was referring? Oh, he's handballed it off.
He's handballed it off now to Jonathan Saws, who this is what he likes to do, is dance in and around some players, and he gives it off. Back to Saws on the left foot, goes forward, hurried snap at goal on the right leg, and just comes off the hands of the pack and through for a behind, and that was through the agency of Lachlan Saws.
Full-back getting plenty of advice from I think it's the Garfield, yeah it is, it's the Garfield Twos boys, plenty of advice, local footy tradition.
A few sherbets up behind the fence, there's no goals, and there's no doubt as O'Sullivan takes the mark for Nana Goon. He goes short to the outer side boundary, and they'll just try to control that ball up the wing now with that kick carrying over. A couple of players go in at it there, and one of them is Brad Humphrey, and the umpire says, I'll bounce that. Centre wing position, outer side of the ground. It'll be Morrow, and he'll do ruck with Ben Cross. It goes. Comes down to Penny. Now it's Armour. He runs free of the pack on the right leg inside 50, but it's all Garfield. And they'll come to the commentary side of the ground. With a player here short. Go to him. Long kick up the boundary line towards... He was looking for the teammate there in Emery, but he dropped the mark, and through the agency of Jake Smith for Nana Goon was able to find his teammate in Ferrari. Ferrari now go to the left foot and finds the leading player and hits him up straight away is Mitch Monfray.
3, is he kicked 2 or 3?
He's kicked 2, Brad's kicked 1, and Matt's kicked 4. So they have 7 between them.
He kicks this and they're touch and go with Garfield.
Yes. So coming in is Mitch Monfray, and he's missed everything to the left and out of bounds on the full. And it'll be Jonty Bow that will bring the ball back into play for Garfield. Goes longer up the line, and Ralph at the back was almost tunnelled there by Jake Smith. Comes out to Dowd. Handball back. Beautiful. Now they're away. And that's up the line. It's again Nana Goon who are able to just propel, but they've turned it over. There's been a lot of turnovers and fumbles in this last quarter. Hasn't been pretty the last quarter, and as we say, might be tired.
Yeah, I think a few tired boys out there. It was very warm conditions early.
And I think a lot of people might forget too, we're in round 2 where they've played about 10 games in 2 years, a lot of these guys.
Well, I mean, about 10 games in about 2.5 years, so you're right.
So they will be feeling the pinch as Emery has the ball not clear of him, and the ball's taken out over the boundary line, and that was by our man, our favourite man he's turned into, Dermy Yorney. They've even got the movie star name there, Kyle. It's Yorney, and
yeah.
The boundary throw in. Centre wing position, commentary side of the ground. In the Alex Scott and staff West Gippsland football netball competition, all thanks to Totally Workwear Gippsland and Fairhaven Homes. We'll have another restart. So, ball tapped out and free kick There will go to Zach Dalton, who goes inboard. Beautiful kick. Finds a teammate there in Verleg, who transfers play. Now, they just have the ball at centre half forward. But again, turnover.
That
and a
man
mark.
Hughes again, I reckon.
Yeah, Brent Hughes has taken that mark inside, defensive 50. So they don't need to do anything too much, but just control the ball and see the game out. And that's gone out over the line in front of O'Sullivan. And out on the, out of bounds. So we'll have a boundary throw in. Just on the 50. It'll be Big Morrow and Cross to do ruck. And Morrow won that down, but Nana Goon shark it. They're away up the line, up towards the wing, but come inboard now. And a mark taken by Smitty. Jake Smith, they say. Comes across now to Bettio. Bettio has the mark right in front of the Totally Workwear Gippsland commentary box. As Bettio on the right leg inside 50. But ill-directed kick and taken by Jack Tenace Greenall. Transfers play out to the outer side of the ground. So, again, they're away though, and a chance through Brendan Herman is Nana Goon as a shot on goal and misses to the left. 2 for the night. Brendan Herman, been good.
I reckon he's had 3 behinds as well.
Had a lot of the ball, hasn't he?
Could have been probably a 25 plus 30 5-goal game.
Come in to Dowd. Crosses over to Verlig. There's a player short if he wants him and goes to him in Lachlan Saws. So on the left foot, Lachlan Saws up the line, just shielding the light out of his eyes was Evans. He comes in. Now they have the boy on the outside in Zach Suter. High kick up towards the 50. Coming out over the top with a great punch again is Brett Hughes and kills the footy out over the boundary line. So we're in the late stages of this last quarter. 22 and a half minutes gone. 16-15, 1-11 Nanagoon, 8-8-56 Garfield on your Totally Workwear Gippsland scoreboard. Hands out to the outside, so they'll just control the footy up the line here, Nanagoon, and they find Penny has a player running on his outside and have another one again through Pipicelli. Goes back to Penny. Penny on the left foot up towards half forward. Looking for their ruckman in Trigg. He can't take the mark. Ball comes to the ground. Get it back inside 50 though. Nanagoon side comes over the back. And a snap at goal. And have a guess who? Mitch Humphrey for his third.
Might need to find a score update of Humphrey versus Garfield.
Well,
that'd be touch and go, I reckon. I reckon it'd be a couple of points in it.
There's 8 between the three of them. Brad has 1, Matt has 4, and Mitch has 3.
So they're within a kick then. There's been a few behinds, so...
They've been good, the three of them, haven't they? And so...
I think that the scoreline might suggest it's been a pretty good game, Brad. I think Garfield have really put in and tried hard. They're a young side. They're versing a good side in Nanagoon, so I don't think they'll lose any admirers, Garfield.
That's right, as Dowd sends him inside 50. Comes over the back. Now here's a chance. Handball comes to the Emery. Emery goes back to where it came. Now they're just mucking around with it and they're going to lose it. And Nanagoon, although Marsh drops it, now there are chances. Ryan Smith gets it inside. Now, here we go. Here's a real chance as Harrison just strolls in for the open goal. Jermaine Harrison gets his first for the night and a much-needed goal. their ninth, 9-8-62, 17-15, 117 is Nana Goon. And that's on your Totally Workwear Gippsland scoreboard.
Totally Workwear, clothing your hard-working community.
So, good to see them get that one. They're first for the quarter. 25 minutes gone. Back into plays. Cross wins the tap for Nana Goon. Umpire pulls a high free kick. So they'll go forward again here, Garfield, with a high kick. Pack of players comes to the front. The pack, like this boys' game, Jake Smith. So he's going to bring that back. Free kick to be Marsham, who gives the ball off to Yorney. Don't know what he's doing back there. Comes out to Brad Homfrey, who goes to the outer side. And they're away now, Nana Goon. They'll go up towards the 50, right on the boundary. Taking a good mark as the big ruckman Eamon Trigg.
Just trying to find out who that was that delivered it to him. A big burst of speed late in the game.
Trigg's gone short, right on the boundary.
Is that Herman?
On the outer side.
Very hard to see.
That is very dark there, and I think you might be right.
I can't even see him here on the screen. He's blending in with the dark sign and the dark cars as well. So out he pops.
In he comes. I reckon it is Herman. He set that up. Missed to the left.
I think that's 2-4 for Herman potentially.
And that's it. That is the full-time siren out here at the Garfield Recreation Reserve. I reckon that's 9-9-63. Garfield to Nana Goon 17-16, 118. All thanks to Totally Workwear and the Alex Scott and staff. West Gippsland Football Netball Competition live stream match of the night in round 2. So a beautiful night out here at Garfield. And in fact, I reckon it was 9-8.
Yeah, 9-8-62.
9-8-62 to the Garfield side. So they just got the one in the last quarter after kicking 4 in the third, and just looked like they wouldn't go away. And Nana Goon, a 17-16, 118. So they've kicked 5-6 in the last quarter. So they've had 11 shots at it. They just ran over the top of them in the end. So a big win in the end for the Nana Goon side, but as we say, a lot of young kids playing in the Garfield side. I'll just run through the goal kickers. For Nana Goon, Matt Homfrey got 4, 3 to Mitch Homfrey, 2 to Luke Bettio and Brendan Herman, and then there were singles to Sam Blackwood, Kyle O'Sullivan, Brad Homfrey, and for the Garfield side, of their 9 goals, 3 went to Ryan Smith, 2 to Trent Morrow, and singles to Jake Thomas, Andy Fitzpatrick and Jermaine Harrison that got that last one in the last quarter for the Garfield side. So big winners out here at the Garfield Recreation Reserve. Good night, great crowd in on a Saturday night. Beautiful night for footy. You could have swore you're in at the North Queensland area tonight, and very special thanks to Harrison Carbis on the camera and Kyle Pova on special comments. This is Brad Sinclair wrapping it up out here at West Gippsland. Before we do go, we've got to go through. I'm in a hurry, see. I'm off to watch the replay of the Eagles beat Collingwood. We've got a few things to go through, actually, Kyle. We've got to talk about, what am I thinking? How about the King G Fuse mark of the day? Who'd you give that to?
Wasn't too many. There was nothing that stood out, to be perfectly honest, Brad. But I think Dermot Yorney. I'm just going to go with Dermot Yorney.
He's the one I thought. I made note of that. I thought he was the one.
I think
took a good pack mark.
Yeah, he took a good pack mark, and to be honest, he probably had a couple of marks that were worthy of mark of the day today. All thanks to Fuse by King G. So we'll go with Dermot Yorney for the mark of the day.
The goal of the day that you were thinking for the first one of the day to Garfield, you were saying, was Ryan Smith.
Yeah, I've had a good think about it, and it's not every day you see someone kick a goal over their head, and for a big fella to do it as well. So to Humphrey, Mitchell Humphrey, I think that
No,
one
it was Luke Bettio
Luke Bettio, sorry. Luke
in the
Bettio
third quarter.
in the third quarter. That goal over his head was, the King G Comfort Max goal of the day.
So they're clapping off Brent Hughes. So obviously a milestone that we didn't know about.
Yeah, I think it maybe a 200th game I think I saw during the week.
Been around a while, Brent Hughes.
He's very
Good
very
player.
good tonight. He might feature in the
Was.
votes.
He was. Do we want to take a quick break before we do the votes, Kyle?
I think we'll just do the votes.
Do the votes.
We'll do the votes.
You
and
can
then,
go first then. I haven't got mine ready.
I've got mine ready, so I'm going to give my one vote to the man in Brent Hughes, the milestone man. I just thought his composure across half back and his delivery coming out of defence just really set up a lot of the plays streaming forward of the footy for the Nana Goon side. So one vote to Brent Hughes. My two votes, who at half-time he was touch and go with the three, but I think he just faded a little bit in that third quarter. Came to life early in that last quarter, though, to help seal the game, and that's Dermot Yorney. So clean below his knees and good in the air, so a difficult matchup. Do you go tall on him to nullify him in the air? Do you go small to nullify him on the ground? So 2 votes to Dermot Yorney and 3 votes. People are probably going to be shocked when I tell you that I'm going with Brendan Herman. I probably spoke about how good he was a number of times throughout the broadcast, potentially the Brendan Herman show, but he was that good tonight. I think he finished with the 2 goals. I think he probably kicked 4 behind, so he could have easily had 5 or 6. He set up a handful. He had about 5 inside 50s. I may have exaggerated and said he had about 27 in the first quarter, but he had about 5 inside 50s and was really good early. So I reckon the 3 votes, and I'm sure, I've got no doubt yours will probably be similar, but I think 3 votes and best on ground to Brendan Herman this evening.
Yeah, I went 1 vote for Brent Hughes in his 200th game. We think it's his 200th. Hopefully it is. I thought he was really good in the clinches in the middle and anything in close, he sort of won. I gave 2 votes to another guy that was running through that midfield and then off half-back. Was Trent Armour. I thought he was really, really good. So ginger-headed, and we always like to see fan of pants get 2 votes. So I've gone Trent Armour for 2 and 3 votes for my best on ground. And I think it was quite clearly, as you said, Kyle, I think Brendan Herman with 2 goals, and I'd be surprised if he wasn't in the 30 possessions for the game. And as you said, a few behinds too, so he missed a couple of shots. So that just about takes us out here at Garfield Recreation Reserve for the Alex Scott and staff West Gippsland Football Netball Competition match of the round. It's really good to have a night game out here at Garfield for round 2. Thanks to our sponsors, Fairhaven Homes, Alex Scott and staff, of course, and our major sponsor, the Totally Workwear Gippsland. Don't forget, Warrigal, Wonthaggi and Traralgon, and the all-new Pakenham store opening very, very soon at Bald Hill Road. It's been very enjoyable calling the West Gippsland footy. Next week, there is West Gippsland football. Saturday night, we're going to be out at Carramburra calling the big Carramburra game against Daleston, which is a town close to my heart. Love the area. We look forward to bringing you football again in the West